You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Philip Kaufman, filling in for Julia Wiegand. Little League has made the difficult decision to close the 2021 World Series to the general public. A press release stated that the health and well-being of the teams, employees, and volunteers, and mitigating their exposure to COVID-19 must continue to be the main priority. It went on to say that with guidance from the CDC and medical advisors, Little League feels that it's essential to revert the attendance policy. This will unfortunately limit the spectators in Williamsport to family and friends of the 16 participating teams. 3,000 daily complex tickets have been revoked. A Hazel Township man was arrested earlier this week for his involvement in a suspected meth ring. Authorities say that 47-year-old Christopher Dura was running drugs out of his garage at the rear of his home at 1038 P Street. A search warrant was served back on June 22nd, where investigators found drug paraphernalia. 7 other people were previously arrested and charged with possession with intent to deliver and corrupt organizations. Dura was taken into custody on Monday and faces similar charges. He was denied bail after being considered to be a danger to society. Mayor Jeff Cassat announced that a walking trail at City View Park has received a much-needed facelift. The city received a donation from a local organization in the amount of $35,000 to have the trail paved for people to enjoy. The mayor plans on using the trail for the city's upcoming trick-or-treat event and Winterfest, which is scheduled to take place December 4th. Other donations will be announced in the coming weeks that'll help fill out the new City View Park. The Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce announced today that the downtown Hazleton Farmers Market is done for the season. The reason for the shutdown is a shortage on labor. Many farmers were short-handed this summer and needed to focus their attentions on their own on-farm concessions. The Hazleton Market began back in July and was scheduled to run through August 27th. The Chamber said it hopes to resume the farmers market next year with new vendors and new energy. Most Precious Blood Church's annual Madonna del Monte festival starts today, and we've got a preview of festivities you'll find this weekend. The history of the Most Precious Blood Church's annual Madonna del Monte festival reaches back 122 years.
It's a pleasure to be here to speak for this festival of the Madonna del Monte at Most Precious Blood. How this all came about at the turn of the century, a young Italian immigrant, Donata D'Alessandro, envisioned this because in her hometown they had the festival of the Madonna del Monte. So she, her family, and a group of volunteers solicited funds whereby they imported the statue, brought it to Most Precious Blood Church, and she planned the first procession. And from there on, the procession was to proceed through northeast Pennsylvania.
That tradition also included a small stand that was put together to provide food and drinks to participants, and that concept then moved outside of the church itself and has been continuing since.
There will be outdoor activities whereby they'll have refreshments of all kinds and all kinds of different foods. And then on Sunday, they have the traditional dinner, pasta dinner, and then after the 10:30 Mass, which will be celebrated by Father Generos, and will proceed, like I said, through the northeast section of Hazleton, as it was in years past.
And it's that tradition that you can become a part of this weekend.
I think the enthusiasm grows all the more, especially last year. We got a little stymied by the COVID. And as a result, people are more generous with their time, talent, and treasure, which we appreciate very much. And it makes me feel at my age now that this is going to continue because we have many young people that are coming forward as volunteers, as in past years.
And it continues on with the growth of support that has come out to help with this event. So come down to Seibert and 4th Street and become a part of a tradition that continues to grow.
Well, we ask you to come and witness something outstanding that had happened at the turn of the century, and we hope to pursue into the future.
The Hazleton Art League's been hosting a summer camp for aspiring young artists. Our Julie Stefanovich stopped by this week to check out the kids' creations.
Whether it's drawing, painting, or sculpting, you can find the kids at the Hazleton Art League Summer Camp creating works of art. The 8-week-long program offers students the chance to learn about all mediums of art.
And looking forward to being able to engage the local kids to take part in some of these wonderful classes that we have here. And it's working out really well. They're having a wonderful time. It's been very resourceful, especially after the pandemic and everything that these children especially have gone through, where they cannot go outside and play. And now they're with each other. They have made new friends, which they consider like family.
Over 90 students have been attending the camp, where each week they learn about a different aspect of art.
In the summer camp program, the children got to choose between 2D, drawing, painting, printmaking, 3D, they did ceramics and different sculptural projects, crafts, they've done a host of different things.
Attending the camp allows the children's creative minds to run free, as they had the chance to explore something other than screen time.
And I think art is definitely the best vehicle for them, especially since a lot of these kids are so engaged with technology all the time. So for them to be able to come here and paint or create little sculptures and amaze themselves and amaze their parents, because their parents are constantly talking to us about how great the kids feel when they go home and they talk about their experience. So this is a wonderful environment.
And it's not too late to sign your child up for the final week of camp.
If you have a child that's interested, it's ages 6 to 14. The camp runs 9 to 4. You can do a half day if you don't want the full day.
The Art League is also gearing up for its 7th annual Peace, Love, and Chalk event that is scheduled to take place next month.
There's lots of great prizes for adults and youth for that program. And it's happening on Fun Fest Day, which is Sunday, September 12th. So we are in the process of getting everything lined up on our website. You'll be able to register for that very, very soon.
You can also stop by and view James Moran's exhibit that'll be on display until the end of the month. For more information, visit HazletonArtLeague.org. In Hazleton, for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Coming up on Wyln News, we'll be skating through the details on our upcoming giveaway. Plus, more on the work ethic needed to succeed in basketball. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8. And the weather forecast for tomorrow will be raining.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Soar to new heights. Experience your favorite Disney stories in new ways. Get closer to the magic than ever before at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Coming to Mohegan Sun Arena at Casey Plaza August 19th through 22nd. Visit DisneyOnIce.com for show details and get your tickets today.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander, Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Hazleton. Let's make this the summer event. Put you and your family in one of these great looking Grand Cherokee Limited L's.
We have over 8 in stock.
Or if you want something more rugged, how about a 2021 Ram Rebel? How about the 2021 Jeep Renegade? Save over $5,000. We have over 25 to choose from. Whether you're looking new or used, stop down and check out the huge selection of Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and you'll find out why we take the deals, those other guys won't.
WYLN TV has teamed up with Mohegan Sun Arena to give one lucky winner 4 tickets to the opening night of Disney on Ice Mickey's Search Party. The show takes place Thursday, August 19th at 7 p.m. at the Wilkes-Barre Township Arena. To enter, like our post on Facebook and comment on your favorite Disney character. Then, like our WYLN page and like the Mohegan Sun Arena page. If you wish, spread the word and share away with family and friends. The winner will be announced at noon on Wednesday, August 18th on our WYLN Facebook page. Tickets will be available at will call at the Mohegan Sun Arena before the show on Thursday at 7 p.m. No purchase is necessary and the contest is not affiliated with Facebook, Disney on Ice, the Walt Disney Company, or related entities. So, good luck. If you've been thinking about adopting a pet, well, there's no time like the present. So, check out the SPCA of Luzerne County for all breeds, shapes, and sizes of pets. The shelter has some more furry friends for you to check out this week. Everyone, meet Genesis. He's a beautiful kitty that came from a home with too many animals and now spends his days with his pal, Jacob. Genesis is a bit timid, but will definitely warm up with a little TLC. And up next is, well, Genesis's pal, Jacob. He's a handsome fellow that also came from the same home as Genesis. He too is a bit shy, but with a little love and attention, he'll surely become your best buddy. Call 570-825-4111 to come on down and check out these featured pets and more. You may just meet your new best friend and give them a well-deserved forever home. WYLN's all-time OT hero, Marty Burns, has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off-season across our viewing area. Weatherly's dynamic alumni duo, Emily and Scotty Zoshin, are on this week, so let's talk sports. Here's part 5.
When you talk about work ethic, one of the things, ranking second in school history with 191 three-pointers made, sort of what Emily talked about earlier, where she'd hear you dribbling in the middle of the night, waking her up.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of that work ethic, the dribbling and the shooting. You know, 191 three-pointers, I don't think they ever would allow me to take that many threes when I played. So to get that ranking in school history, and we talked about 7th all-time when you combine boys and girls in scoring for you personally. Talk about the blood, sweat, and tears to get you to that point.
Well, we live 2 minutes away from a park, a local park called Urena Park, and John Fermanchen, he runs the park. He always let me into the pavilion, and a little basketball court we'd play biddy in, and I'd always ask him every single day, you know, could I get into the pavilion? Could I get into the pavilion? Because there'd be schedules and everything, but whenever it was opening, he'd let me in, so I'd constantly be in that pavilion. And I grew to love the art. I think of shooting as an art. I'd always loved shooting. When I was younger, I didn't know how to shoot at all. I'd always be, you know, taking it in like Emily. But throughout the years, I started shooting more, and it became an art, and it became something I really became accustomed to, and never want to really lose that. I still do practice from this day too, even though I'm going to run, but
nice.
Still never fell out of love with it.
And Emily, just to touch on your career, 1,703 points, 5th all-time, but some interesting team stats, 745 career rebounds, 480 steals, 360 assists. When you put that whole package together, just talk about how that contributed to the team.
You know, scoring isn't everything in the game. I mean, I think the number one thing is defense, and, you know, it helped with track, you know, with the speed, like that's what helped me with my steals. Coach Kringy knew, he coached how I wanted to play. And, so when we would press, that's where I'd get all my steals. And, I'd have one of the girls who was in the front in the press, they'd run down, and then we'd get so many fast break points off of that. And of course, as a point guard, assists are very important. You probably should not be a point guard if you don't have assists. But yeah, scoring felt great, but it would feel amazing, to get that really great assist or that really great steal. I think all of it you just need to do to, I wouldn't have done as great as I have if I didn't contribute all the other things in basketball.
And be sure to check out this week's entire half hour of Let's Talk Sports, Saturday at 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m., and again Sunday at noon and 5:30 p.m. Coming up on Beaver Valley's News Choice, your week in review, courtesy of our Julia Wiegand. Plus, leading the way into this week's final segment. Stay with us.
Dr. Alex here with another Feel Good Friday. Today we're talking about overbreathing syndrome. This is a terrible syndrome that causes you to have headaches, lightheadedness, and unwellness that has to do with too many breaths in a minute, too many breaths all the time. Usually it starts with mindfulness exercises or anxiety. Anxiety can lead you to think too much about your breathing and start breathing too much voluntarily. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It throws off your body's chemistry, throws off your brain's chemistry. Your brain starts having trouble figuring out where am I supposed to be at with this whole breathing thing. So it can make you breathe too much all the time. The way to combat it is to let all your air out, just casually, not like forcing it out. Just let it out, and then wait for your body to ask for air. And only take as much as the minimum it needs. And you might have to do that a few times, and you might have to do it every day for a couple weeks in order to combat this sort of thing. But if you do that, those symptoms will go away, you'll have less anxiety, less headaches, and it will help you to feel good.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazelton, 570-454-7229.
Soar to new heights. Experience your favorite Disney stories in new ways. Get closer to the magic than ever before at Disney on Ice presents Mickey's Search Party. Coming to Mohegan Sun Arena at Casey Plaza August 19th through 22nd. Visit DisneyOnIce.com for show details and get your tickets today.
Monday. Police in Hazleton are still investigating an attempted arson that happened Sunday morning. An unidentified suspect allegedly threw a glass bottle filled with gasoline and proceeded to set it on fire at a home in the 500 block of Arthur Street around 4 a.m. Thankfully, police say the attempt was unsuccessful and that no injuries were reported. Anyone with information is still being asked to contact the department at 570-459-4940. All calls will remain confidential. Tuesday. A Hazel Township home sustained damage after a car crashed into it Tuesday morning. Emergency crews were called to the 1000 block of Fairlawn Boulevard around 8:30 that morning. A visitor to the home was reportedly leaving the residence when they backed into a utility pole. Unfortunately, while trying to pull away from the damaged pole, the driver accelerated forward, crashed into the house, and left behind significant damage to the covered front porch. PPL crews were called in to fix the pole, and the house was condemned for the time being. Thankfully, no injuries were reported in that crash earlier that morning in Hazel Township. Wednesday. Fire crews were called to a facility in the Humboldt Industrial Park in Hazel Township Wednesday for a report of a structure fire. An incinerator caught fire at Polyglass USA at 555 Oak Ridge Road around 10:30 Wednesday morning. Firefighters found smoke and flames coming from the rear of the building where the incinerator was located. Crews had to use dry material rather than water to extinguish the fire, which was out in less than an hour. Employees were evacuated, but were set to return once the building was ventilated. No injuries were reported, as the cause of the fire remains under investigation. Thursday. A Luzerne County man surrendered to police after allegedly stabbing a woman to death at a home in Larksville Wednesday night. 25-year-old Yana Gitson was found with multiple stab wounds to her head, neck, and chest at a home on West State Street that she shared with 51-year-old Terry Campbell, several other adults, and children. According to court records, family members say the two would often fight. After the stabbing, Campbell went to a neighbor's house covered in blood, stating that he killed his niece's mother. He surrendered to police around 8 p.m. and was taken into custody. Court records state that Gitson was found on the first floor with severe lacerations to her upper torso, next to a large Rambo-style knife stuck in the floorboards. Campbell was arraigned, charged with criminal homicide, and taken to Luzerne County Prison without bail. Friday. Little League has made the difficult decision to close the 2021 World Series to the general public. A press release stated that the health and well-being of the teams, employees, and volunteers in mitigating their exposure to COVID-19 must continue to be the main priority. It went on to say that with guidance from the CDC and medical advisors, Little League feels that it's essential to revert the attendance policy. This will unfortunately limit the spectators in Williamsport to family and friends of the 16 participating teams. 3,000 daily complex tickets have been revoked. That's it for your week in review, here on Wyln News.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Buick GMC. If you're in the market for the truck, you better hurry up. They're selling like hotcakes. We have this one here.
That one's sold.
Okay. Or if you're looking for a sport utility, we have a huge selection of GMC, Buick Encore GXs, Buick Enclaves.
That one's sold too.
So don't forget, if you're in the market for a Buick or GMC, come on down to Blaze Alexander Buick GMC in Greater Houston and find out where we take the deals. The other guys won't.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Weatherly Mayor Paul Hadzik is leading the way to wrap up this week's series. And welcome back to this week's final segment of Leading the Way with Paul Hadzik, the Mayor of Weatherly. So, looking towards the future, what else is in store? What else is there? I know we've discussed a couple things, but why don't you tell me? I've heard there's a few projects going on.
Yeah, we have actually quite a few projects going on.
I'll give you the most important ones. First thing, in the next week or so, our old borough building is going to go up for bid to be sold. And we bid it once, and the bids sort of didn't really come in with the appraisal, and I can't tell you what the appraisal was because that would be bid fixing, and former judges don't want to go to jail for that. What's nice about that is right behind it, that's going to be the mouth of the Rails to Trails program that we're putting through. We have like $7,000 in, or $750,000 in cleanup, and then $1.5 million to put the trail, which is going to start in Weatherly. And that will go all the way down to the Lehigh River, where you'll be able to go right to Jim Thorpe. So we're thinking economically that Rails to Trails will help develop that borough building, whoever buys it. And we have some other properties down in the downtown area that can be developed for shops or whatever else. Because we could have the Rails to Trails, but if you can't get, you know, a piece of celery to eat, unless you go to the farm close by, no sense in coming there. Yeah. So, but we have that, and we also are looking. As I think I put 2 in there, the Rails to Trails. That's already started, and that ground was all contaminated, and it should be done sometime maybe by next summer. And there's one other project that we're looking at, and that is out at the park. Our dam is losing water, and the wall leaks. And it doesn't sound like a big project, but when you start bidding over $25,000, now you got to go prevailing wage, and that puts the price up. So you may just need a patch that's going to cost $100,000. Well, there's a lot of things that we could use $100,000 for, and the other future project I have for my remaining time as mayor is there will not be any tax increases. I know they hear that from everybody, but they're usually running. I'm in, and I'm telling you, no tax increase. That's it.
All right. All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us this week. An even bigger thank you to our guest, Mayor Paul Hadzik.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great weekend. Best of luck. Best of life. Good night. And we want to take a quick second to shout out our very own Ryan Osachi and his street hockey team for their championship win last night down at the Beach Street rink. Ryan and the rest of the Framed Oilers walked off the rink victorious Tuesday after their 2-goal shutout against the Wizards in the Game 1 of their best-of-3 championship series. And last night's Game 2 would prove to be the final, as the Oilers managed to clinch a 3-2 OT victory over the Wizards for all the marbles. With the postseason included, the Oilers ended up going 12-4 this summer, so congrats on the victory, gentlemen. And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.